Well, good morning. Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist of Medfield. Warm welcome to all who are streaming in from home. We hope you'll all stay after the service for social hour downstairs. This congregation first gathered in 1651, settling on this land that was and is still now the homeland of the Nipmuc Nation, who inhabited this area for thousands of years. Their land was taken by force and their lives were oppressed by the European colonists who settled this town, this state, and this nation. Despite this atrocity, the Nipmuc descendants continue to live here today. As Unitarian Universalists, we're called to name the wrongs committed against indigenous peoples and to work to dismantle the systems of oppression that continue to harm indigenous people today. Friends, holding all of this in our hearts, we welcome you to this place. Here we search for truth and understanding. Here we celebrate life and we contemplate its mysteries. Here we share healing and wholeness. So whoever you are, whatever you believe, whomever you love, we welcome you to this congregation. Welcome to all of you and welcome to all of our animal siblings. We celebrate the ways that we, upright walking, two-legged wanderers, share the world with the four-legged lounging, lunging, and leaping amongst us, with winged warblers, with slithering, slidey, snaky beings, with circling swimmers in a watery world, and with those who carry their houses on their backs. We look so different, moving according to the way that we were made, yet we are part of one family sharing our planet. May our celebration this morning bring us into a deeper relationship with the diverse beings in the interdependent web of all life, remembering we all have common needs for safety, care, and for respect. Friends, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting reading this morning is called Interconnected by Mark Causey. We light this chalice, spark of the original fire of creation, to remind us that we all on this planet, the furred, the feathered, the finned, and the scaled, along with us, we are all made of the same star stuff and all share a common destiny. We are inextricably intertwined, interconnected, and interdependent, and it is good.
I'd invite you to rise in body or in spirit for the reading of our unison covenants, which is found on the last page of your order of service. Today we'll be reading lines 1, 2, and 3. Love is the foundation and spirit of our congregation, and we declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity. As people of goodwill, we covenant with one another to explore our values freely and honor our diversity of beliefs and experiences as sources of strength. Please remain standing for our opening hymn. It's number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. You may be seated. And for all of those we've lost recently or long ago, I'll now light our candle of remembrance.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Angus, you're doing a great job. All right. I have a question for you guys. Are you ready? Here, I'm going to take this now. What is a blessing? Does anyone have a guess? Noble? Wait. You want me to go to someone else first? Anybody else? What's a blessing? I know it's a tough one. Do you have an idea, Dressa? What's a blessing? Dog treats dogs. What do you think?
Is it like a wish that you're blessed with?
You're blessed with? That's a good guess. That's a good guess. Anyone else want to guess? All right, well, a blessing can be religious, meaning God's favor, or it can mean a source of good fortune, a divine gift, or happiness. When someone is blessed, they have a gift or have received a gift. Blessings can lift up the individual. For instance, when Rev Dave blesses the animals, he's asking the universe to favor the animals with good things and happiness. He might bless the dogs with good health or bless them with more treats than they can count, which is a good blessing. What's something you're blessed with? Take a second to think about it. What do you think? Marissa, are you blessed with anything? I'll give you an example, okay? First, hi, Nate. It can be a thing you own or a thing you are. For instance, I'm blessed with compassion, meaning I can find something to love in everyone and try to feel what other people are feeling. And Angus is blessed with too many toys. So what do you guys think? A blessing?
What did you say? Tell everybody. No.
Don't hit him with the microphone. Come on.
I'm blessed with being smart.
Blessed with being smart.
Yeah, but in a way that doesn't help me at school.
I understand that. Way more than you think. Nobody have an idea? Something you're blessed with?
My dog and my family.
Your dog and your family. That's a very good one.
My giant bee.
Your giant bee, another good thing to be blessed with. Toby, is there something you're blessed with, do you think?
Video game.
Video games, very good, very good. Or a cat. But how about you, Ressa?
Ladybug.
You're blessed with Nady. That's so nice. Let's see what kind of blessings my friend Madeline Finn in this book finds at the blessing of the animals in her park. All right, so I'm going to come around and show the picture of the cover, and I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which is I'm not going to show the pictures, and you guys are going to have to use your imaginations. I know. So this is Madeline Finn. She's a small girl with brown hair, and she has two big white dogs. Russ, are you going to hold the microphone for me? Okay.
But I won't see the picture.
Well, there's no pictures this time. You ready? Hold up to me. Wake up, Star. It's a special day, said Madeline Finn to her dog. You're up early, Mom says. We don't want to miss the blessing, I say. It only comes once a year. I show Mom the paper again. The celebration comes once a year, Mom says, but blessings are all around us. Like Star, I say, and give him a hug. That's right, Mom says. I have an idea. Why don't you make some more leaves? After the blessing, you can decorate the windows at the animal shelter. Star helps me gather my leaf-making things. We make big leaves, small leaves, smooth leaves, and pointy leaves. Look who's here, Mom says. Bonnie, I say. Hi, Mrs. Dimple. Bonnie's another dog. Hello, Madeline Finn, Mrs. Dimple says. Thanks for taking Bonnie to the blessing. We can't wait, I say, and then it's time to go. You're going to get a special blessing today, I tell Star. You too, Bonnie. Hold on, let me switch on this. Okay. When we arrive, there's already a long line and lots of animals. I see dogs and cats, and there's even a goat. Do you think they'll run out of blessings, I ask? I don't think so, Mom says. I watch the lady in a brown robe. One by one, the animals come up, and she says something to each one. She knows a lot of blessings, I say. Mom laughs. She sure does. Behind us, someone has a goldfish in a bowl. In front, there are two ferrets on a leash and a small dog in a basket. How does she know what to say, I ask. I'm not sure, Mom says. Why don't you ask her? Finally, it's our turn. I'm Reverend Mary Alice, the lady says, and you can call me Miss Mary. What's your name? Madeline Finn, I say in my quiet voice. This is Bonnie, and this is Star. Hold it up here. Miss Mary puts her hands on Bonnie's head and looks into her eyes. Your gift is bringing comfort, she says, and then she touches Star. You have so much joy to share. I look at Bonnie and Star. I can tell they feel good inside. How do you know what to say? I ask. Miss Mary smiles. Everyone has a blessing inside, she says. We just have to look for it. Everyone, I ask? That's right, Madeline Finn. Everyone has a gift to share, and once you find it, you have to set it free. Miss Mary, I start to say. You're leaning on me a bunch. Do you have another animal for me to bless, she asks. Yes, please, I whisper, and then I get on my toes. They're not here, they're at the shelter. I see, Miss Mary says. She looks at her long line. I can tell she's thinking. Madeline Finn, she finally says, maybe you can bring the blessings to the animal shelter. I look at Miss Mary. I don't know how to do that. She smiles and says, give me your hands. I already let go. Oh, thank you, Nate. Miss Mary wraps her hands around mine. Madeline Finn, she says, I bless you to know how special you are. I want you to remember all the blessings inside you. And she looks into my eyes. Blessings you need to share with the world. She gives my hand a little squeeze. How do you feel now? I nod, but no words come out. Hold on, I'll hold it. Oh, let go, I'll hold it. Thank you. Miss Mary smiles again. Here's a gift from my heart to yours. She pretends to put something in my hand, and then she closes my fingers around it. What is it, I ask? Courage, she says. Did Star enjoy his blessing, Mom asks when we're back in the car? Yes. And Bonnie? Yes, I say, kind of quiet. Everyone got a nice blessing. I open my hands, but there's nothing really there. When we get to the shelter, I tell Mrs. Dimple all about Bonnie and Star's blessing. How lovely, she says. Thank you, Madeline Finn. I'm proud of you, Mom says. Why don't you do something nice with your leaves while I help Mrs. Dimple with the donations? Everyone's busy with the dogs, so we go into the cat room. All the kitties stare at me. I don't know what to say. Then Star gives me a nudge, and I remember what Miss Mary told me. Everyone has a blessing inside. I go to the first cage. Hi, Winter, I say, and I notice his funny ear. It looks nice on you, I tell him. He puts his paw out, and I touch it. You're going to make someone really happy, I say. I reach into my bag and pull out a leaf. I am special, I write, and I tie it to his cage. Next, I see a mama cat and 5 kittens. Hello, Wooly, I say. Her kittens climb all over her, but she doesn't mind. I pick out another leaf. I will take care of you, I write. I giggle when the kittens play with it. We will make you laugh, I write on a leaf for them. The next cat is hiding. Hello, Twilight, I say real soft, but he doesn't turn around. His card says he's 13 years old and still looking for his forever home. I will be your best friend, I write on his leaf, and I fasten it on. Pretty soon, every cat has a leaf and a blessing. Now we visit the dogs. Hi, Shiloh, I say to the first one. I look into his eyes the way Miss Mary did with me. You have a big heart, I think, and he gets a big red leaf. Hello, Lily, I say to the next dog. She's really calm and friendly. I talk to her for a while, and she just listens. I like to hear stories, I write on her leaf. Maybe you could be a therapy dog one day, I say. Sammy's in the last cage. He has a big, happy smile and sweet brown eyes. I have a lot of love to give, I write on his leaf. Soon the whole shelter is filled with colorful leaves. Miss Mary is right, I say. Everyone has a blessing inside. I'm decorating the windows when Mom gives me a hug. I saw your leaves, she says, and she hands one to me. You're my little blessing, it says, and this one I hold on to. The end. All right, we did pretty good, guys. All right, good job.
Well, friends, now we will begin our Blessing of the Animals ceremony. This ceremony acknowledges that our lives are made fuller and richer by the beloved creatures that inhabit the earth with us, not just those that live with us. Animal blessings come from the Catholic tradition, tracing back to St. Francis of Assisi in the 13th century. He was known for his deep love and respect for all of God's creation, including animals. However, many Unitarian Universalist congregations have adopted this practice and have made it a uniquely UU type of blessing. For we UUs believe that we are all part of an interconnected web of existence. Many of us this morning are surrounded by the animals we love. We're filled with gratitude for the companionship and unconditional love that they show us every day. We give thanks for the animals that help us, the worker animals who guard us, who guide the blind, who help plow our fields, and those who provide us transportation. We're thankful for all of the pets that we've had who have died, but live on in our memory. For our lives have been fuller and richer for the precious time spent with these departed pets. So this morning, if you've brought a pet or a stuffed animal or perhaps a memento of a pet who has died, or if you would simply like to share a memory of an animal in your life that meant a lot to you, I'd invite you to come forward and share their name and what this beloved animal means to you. And if your pet would like a treat, there are a variety of treats up front. So anyone who's so moved, I'd now invite you forward. Who is this pet?
This is Angus. He is my emotional support animal. He smells all the treats. Come here. He's happy to be here. He's still learning not to jump on people, even though he's 8. But he acts like a puppy, and he's my best friend. And I do often call him my son. Angus would love a dog treat. Good boy.
Thank you.
All right, come on.
Who is this animal you've brought?
This is Remy, and he's actually our first dog. He's hypoallergenic since my mom's allergic to animals. And, like, yeah, it's really fun to have him around.
Do you think Remy would like a treat? All right. He's kind of big. Maybe does he want two? Sure. There you go. Here you go. Remy, you want one? Here, you can take one for later. Blessings to you, Remy. And who is this beautiful dog?
Well, this is Tess, and she knows that there's some treats around here. And she's our 9-year-old puppy, and she's a rescue from Tennessee. She came to 1,000 miles to Medfield, and Terry and I adopted her. And they originally called her Chardonnay, thinking that people in the Northeast would like the dog more because of named after a wine, but we named it after Tess. And oh, that little girl. So I'm very blessed having Tess, because Tess takes me out for a walk, 2 or 3 mile walk every day.
Do you think Tess would like some treats? All right. Blessings, Tess. Does anyone have a stuffed animal they would like to share? Who is this?
Mr. S. This is Mr. S. And I think they're awesome because they never die. So I have them forever.
Do you think, I don't know, anything that they might like? And who is this?
B.
Tell us about B.
He likes honey and sleeping. And the couch.
Well, blessings to B, and tell me the name again. Mr. S. Blessings. Who is this?
This is Opus. Opus is a penguin. I had to look it up to be sure. Opus is a longtime friend of Dan's.
Wonderful. Blessings, Opus. No fish, sorry. What would you like to share?
I have a cat named Ginger.
What does your ginger look like?
He's a cat and he's orange.
Well, blessings to Ginger. Does anyone have a memory they would like to share of a pet who has passed away? Yeah, those are cat treats if you'd like some.
We used to have two bunnies named Potter and Willie. Yeah. And they died when we were really young. Yeah. We also had 4 chickens. Yeah. We also had 4 chickens, and when
Oh, the chickens lived to be 7, 8, and 9 years old.
yeah. And we missed them so much. Like, really much. And Ben says,
This is true.
What? Oh.
Anyone else have a memory they'd like to share? Yeah.
Well, I was never a dog person until I met Shirley, and she had 3 tiny poodles that I welcomed into our life together, and they were Gilly, named after Gilda Radner, Callie, the Callista of the Order of the Jedi Knights, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And they lived like 16 or 17 years, and they enriched our lives a great deal.
We give thanks to all the animals, great and small, whose beauty and nature has enriched our lives. Well, Spirit of Life, help us to remember that We live and work in love among the animals, the small ones working at our feet and the great ones above our heads. Help us to be their friends, to love and care for them and protect them from harm. Especially this morning, O Spirit of life, bless these animals who are companions of our lives, both for the beloved animals who have passed and those who are with us now. Hear our love and gratitude for them, and help us to translate that love and gratitude for all creatures. We honor all of these animals as part of the great web of existence of which we are all a part. Amen. And now I'd invite forward Becca Cornett for the morning's reading.
This morning's reading is entitled The Souls of Animals by Gary Kowalski. Everyone needs a spiritual guide, a minister, rabbi, counselor, wise friend, or therapist. My own wise friend is my dog. He has deep knowledge to impart. He makes friends easily and doesn't hold a grudge. He enjoys simple pleasures and takes each day as it comes. Like a true Zen master, he eats when he's hungry and sleeps when he's tired. Best of all, he befriends me with unconditional love that human beings would do well to imitate. My dog does have his failings, of course. He's afraid of firecrackers and hides in the clothes closet whenever we run the vacuum cleaner. But unlike me, he's not afraid of what other people think of him or anxious about his public image. He barks at the mail carrier and the newsboy, but in contrast to some people I know, he never growls at the children or barks at my wife. So my dog is a sort of guru. When I become too serious or preoccupied, he reminds me of the importance of frolicking and play. When I get too wrapped up in abstractions and ideas, he reminds me of the importance of exercising and caring for my body. On his own canine level, he shows me that it might be possible to live without inner conflicts or neuroses, uncomplicated, genuine, and glad to be alive.
Well, my childhood dog, Apollo, was like this for me. He was my guru. He was my beloved companion who was part of my life during some pretty tough years. He was the one who got me up every morning and demanded that I go out into the world, out into our woods behind the house for our morning walk. He was the one who always greeted me with joy, no matter how cranky or sad I might be. He was the one who followed me from room to room to room, the one who slept at my feet. He and I were inseparable, and I miss him dearly. You know, animal companions have touched almost all of us, and it's good to acknowledge them. This Sunday, we set aside time to bless these animals because they so often bless our lives. As children, we may have fallen asleep with the purring weight of a cat on our chest or our head. We watched TV in the company of the family dog. We went exploring in the woods, and our parents felt just a little bit more comforted, safer in the fact that the dog was along with us. They comforted us when we cried. They made us laugh. They were a personality in the midst of the family. Our animal companions, more than anything, give us unconditional love. They forgive anything. They think we are the be-all and end-all of the universe. They're sensitive to our feelings. They don't care what we look like, what our sexual preference is, how beautiful we are, what kind of clothes we wear, what kind of car we drive, or what our job is. They love us simply for who we are. You know, animals have been in relationship with humans for thousands and thousands of years, often in mutually beneficial ways, helping one another. Humans were traveling with jackals, helping each other hunt. The dogs hung around the campfires and ate the scraps. They sounded the alarm for intruders. They enjoyed some protection from humans. and gave them protection in return. In ancient Egypt, they worshipped cats and dogs. By that time, people had dogs as pets. We know that because they were buried sometimes with their favorite dog. The god of cats was named Bast. Egypt was the first country we know of that had laws against harming dogs. Our animal companions, they do so much for us in our lives. A study recently published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society demonstrated that older people who have pets tend to have better physical and mental well-being than those who don't. The study showed that elderly pet owners had significantly lower blood pressure overall than their counterparts without pets. There's this experimental residential home for the elderly in Milford, Ohio called the Eden Alternative. This place is filled with over 100 birds, dogs, and cats, and has an outside environment with rabbits and with chickens. The residents have experienced a 15% lower mortality rate than traditional nursing homes over a span of 5 years. Animal-assisted therapy has been beneficial for kids recovering from abuse or other trauma. There are therapeutic homes for kids that use animals to calm themselves, to connect with autistic kids, to heal wounded kids. Mending a bird's wings, caring for sheep or cows, sitting with cats on your lap, playing with dogs. All of these things seem to be very healing for children. Helping another life through the caring of disabled or unwanted animals, it teaches our children how to nurture and love another being. It lets the children see beings who are surviving and relearning trust, just as they must do. We sometimes act like animals communicate the same way that we do. We smile at an animal to say hello, but I'm not quite sure they understand that, because for most mammals, baring your teeth is a threat. We'd be in trouble if we said, "Hey, look at that cute dog smiling at me," when we saw a dog baring its teeth. We feel close to animals, so we attribute to them the same emotions we would have in a certain situation. If a dog comes to you with its ears lowered, with its chin down, you may think that they are sad or feeling pitiful. That's simply their non-threatening, friendly look. They're excited, "Hey, let's go," look. It's much easier to read. Scientists who observe animals say that it's clear that they have emotions. They get excited, humiliated, threatened, and confused, but sometimes in a way that we don't think of. There are many things that we have in common. We all want to be touched, to be loved. We all want food, shelter, attention, a purpose, belonging, exercise, and fun. There's a strong psychological and emotional attachment between people and their pets. Studies have revealed that most pet owners view their pets as both improving the quality of family life by lessening tension between family members and waking up their owner's compassion for living things. One study conducted by SB and RT Barker in 2008 found that dog owners were as emotionally close to their dogs as to their closest family member. They reported that more than 1/3 of the dog owners in their study were actually closer to their dogs than any human family member. In The Social Lives of Dogs, a book written by the classically trained anthropologist Elizabeth Marshall Thomas, she talks about the dog that she and her husband owned. Her husband described their dog as the keeper of my soul. He and that dog were inseparable. She asked him idly one day if he had to choose, would it be her or the dog? Well, he was quiet for a moment and said, "Don't ask me that." Well, later in the book, Elizabeth Marshall Thomas writes a wonderful description of how to be a good companion. Sometimes an animal can be this to a human. Sometimes a human can be this to an animal. Sometimes we can find this with another human. To be a good companion, she says, you will need to be caring and concerned about their happiness. As a friend, you will want to share their concerns and labors. Naturally, you'll want to make their life more pleasant. You will have to know life and yourself well enough to become trustworthy, capable of keeping your agreements. To be a friend, your word must be true. A true friend will hold goodwill in their hearts, even when you misunderstand or distrust your gracious companion. It's not easy being a true friend. My wish for all of us is may we find a being like this in our own lives. May we learn to be a friend like this to another. For our job here on earth, if nothing else, is to learn how to love and to be loved. As our animal companions teach us all of these things, we're so eternally grateful for them. Thank you for blessing our lives and for making them better. So may it be. Now let's pause for a time of silent meditation and reflection. O Spirit of life and love, we pray this morning for our animal friends, grateful for their companionship and devotion. By our kindness to them, may we be worthy of their love. We pray also for pets who are gone from us, but who have brightened our days and comforted us by nights. We pray for animals unknown to us who are suffering. We ask for them pity and mercy. And for those who handle them, we ask for a heart of compassion, gentle hands, and kind words. Help us to be true friends to the animals and love them and keep them and bless them all the days of our lives. Amen. Now I'd invite forward Fritz Fleischman to introduce the morning's offering.
Good morning, everyone. When Rev Dave asked those of us who've lost a pet to come up and talk about it just a few minutes ago, I didn't go because I was afraid my voice would break. 2 years ago we had Bruno here, and now he lies in our garden under a rose bush, and we light a candle every night. This is how it still feels. So I will be brief instead of giving my usual spiel, and simply ask you as a member of the annual fund drive committee to open your wallet and support this loving community in which we all feel at home. So, thank you.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn. 'Tis a gift to be simple. It's number 16 in your gray hymnal. As we prepare to leave this sacred space, let us give thanks for these animals who are the companions of our lives. And let our love for them translate into love and gratitude for all creatures everywhere. For we are all connected, and for this we are so grateful. Amen. I will now extinguish our chalice, but may its light and warmth stay with us until we meet again. Here ends our worship. Let our service begin.